Think third-hand smoke is harmless? Think again. Most people are familiar with the ill effects of first and second-hand smoke on the body, but a new study has found that even third-hand exposure to tobacco smoke poses a health risk. Third-hand smoke comes from exhaled cigarette residue being absorbed into surfaces, causing toxins to accumulate in clothing, curtains, carpet, and furniture. Bystanders can be exposed to the toxins through skin absorption, with children especially vulnerable since they are often in close contact with household surfaces. Mice exposed to sections of fabric imbued with third-hand smoke were found to have liver damage after just 1 month. They suffered further molecular damage to both the liver and brain after 2 to 6 months. The exposure also increased insulin resistance in the mice and upped the release of the stress hormone epinephrine, making them prone to type 2 diabetes and immune fatigue. Though the research was conducted on animals, it nevertheless draws attention to the dangers of cigarette smoke even on a third-hand basis. Further studies should investigate the effects on humans and possibly determine what effect long-term exposure has on the body. Quit smoking, okay? Surgeongeneral sounds alarm on youth vaping. America's top doctor has called for action on the use of e-cigarettes among young people and released a report emphasizing its harmful effects. E-cigarettes have been touted as a healthier alternative to regular smoking, which produce tar and carbon monoxide through burning. It is now the most commonly used form of smoking among youth. A 900% increase was reported among middle and high school students between 2011 and 2015. But e-cigarettes still contain the drug nicotine. When developing teen brains are exposed to it, they are more susceptible to addiction, mood disorders, and lower impulse control. Some claim e-cigarettes are a gateway to other tobacco products, with some evidence suggesting it may be linked to alcohol and drug use as well. Secondhand aerosol released into the air during vaping has also been found to contain potentially harmful cancer-causing chemicals. The FDA has already restricted the sale of vaping devices to minors under 18, but the U.S. Surgeon General believes further action is necessary. He is calling for smoking bans to include the use of e-cigarettes, an increase in taxes and prices, and regulation of marketing practices that mostly target young people. Dripping is the new vaping. A Yale study has found that 1 in 4 teens have tried an alternative vaping technique, which health experts warn is potentially dangerous. E-cigarettes are typically equipped with a refillable cartridge, which feeds liquid to a heating coil to create inhalable vapor. With dripping, the cartridge is discarded, and drops of e-liquid are applied directly onto the heating coils or atomizer. The technique reportedly produces a stronger hit and thicker smoke. Users can more conveniently switch flavors and even customize or rebuild their coils. Researchers have found that higher coil temperatures associated with dripping emit more harmful chemicals. E-liquid spillage also poses a concern, since it often contains nicotine that is more easily absorbed through the skin. Due to the many health concerns regarding vaping, the FDA has decided to regulate e-cigarettes the same way it does conventional tobacco products, though the new rules have yet to be released.
Smoking weed is good for you, except when it's not. A landmark report reviewing more than 10,000 scientific studies of marijuana has concluded that weed has some medical benefits, but also comes with plenty of health risks. Alright, so that's probably not telling you anything you don't already know. But the report by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine is significant because it aims to provide conclusive evidence about the effects of marijuana, something that's not very easy to come by. Researchers say there is conclusive or substantial evidence that chronic pain, along with nausea caused by chemotherapy, can be relieved by marijuana. However, the report warns that using the drug may increase the risk of developing mental health problems, such as schizophrenia. The report says there is evidence that smoking marijuana can trigger heart attacks in patients already diagnosed with heart disease. The report links early marijuana use with substance abuse later in life. It also says using the drug increases the chances of respiratory problems, vehicle accidents, and low birth weight in babies born to mothers who smoke it. According to a recent survey, around 22 million Americans used marijuana in the past month, despite the fact the federal government considers it a crime. Pot is legal for medicinal use in more than half of the United States, with 8 states allowing citizens to blaze it up just for kicks. The scientists say that a whole lot more research on the drug is required, which would be a lot easier if the federal government removed its regulatory red tape. Seems to us like the more scientific evidence, the better, so that people can make informed choices about the substances they put into their own bodies.
Upstairs neighbor wins suit against smoker family. In Taiwan, a judge has ruled in favor of Ms. Chen, an upstairs neighbor who sued her downstairs neighbors for smoking and air pollution. Ms. Chen's complaint was that her downstairs neighbors, elder Mr. Hong and his son, often smoked in the bathroom or on their balcony. The smoke would drift up into Ms. Chen's window or through the ventilation system into her apartment. Ms. Chen suffers from respiratory complications, and the smoke aggravated her condition. Her coughing had become so severe it had begun to cause stress to her lungs and heart, as well as bleeding in her trachea. Although Ms. Chen had bought an air filter and an air purifier, they weren't enough to keep up with the Hong's constant smoking. Finally, Ms. Chen sued the Hong family for air pollution and for reducing her living quality. The Hongs protested that they weren't the only smokers in the building, and Ms. Chen shouldn't only be suing them. A judge has ruled in Ms. Chen's favor and fined the Hongs $800. The Hong family has since then moved away to what we hope is a more smoker-friendly environment.